You're so poor you can't even afford to eat. Yet between 8 million and Summoner, you chose the most pay-to-win Summoner. Everyone suspects you're a total idiot. Even your great-grandma is so mad she's kicking her coffin lid. But what they don't know is, when you awakened as a Summoner, you also awakened an insane talent, infinite gold traits. You get a gold trait with every level up. And fusing gold traits with your summons lets them evolve to their ultimate forms. You can't play Summoner without money. But you're a cheater. Ding. Detected your wallet balance is insufficient for watching this video. Would you like to bind the Get Rich Overnight system? The price is only 3 dog heads. Ding. Congratulations, host. Binding successful. Ultimate mission triggered. Your wealth will now grow exponentially, host. Just then, the Vice Dean brings a female representative from the Zhao Guild to stand before you. They want to buy your class transfer card for 8 million. In this world, everyone awakens a job card at age 18. You can use it yourself or sell it to someone else. After listening to their offer, not only did you refuse, you used the job card right in front of them. The onlookers seeing this all gave you looks of disbelief. They all know your family's situation. A strong summoner really is as powerful as a whole mercenary squad. But that all comes from loads of money and resources. If you have neither, using the lowest level summons, you can't even beat the weakest dungeon mobs. So no one thought you'd really pick Summoner. Especially the Vice Dean, who was fuming, glaring at you in anger. The female rep also shot you a vicious glare, then stormed off in a rage. He thought it was just a simple purchase mission. He never expected to meet a weirdo like you. He might even get punished by his guild after this. As the murmurs fade away, all the onlookers scatter. No one wants to deal with a loser. The once crowded, ordinary class 2 is now just you alone. Just then, a man walks into the classroom and says to you, should I scold you for being rash or praise you for not being tempted by 8 million? This man is your teacher and your father's comrade.
His name is Liu Boyan.
He sits across from you, a hint of sadness in his eyes. Why become a summoner? Your father joined the Waxia Demon Suppression Army with him. He was his most trusted comrade. And you are his most promising student since retiring to teach. After your parents died in battle, he's practically treated you like his own son.
Honestly.
No matter which path you chose in the future, he could always pave the way for you. But you just had to pick the most expensive summoner. Only the military, big corporations, or major guilds can afford to raise a summoner. That said, Liu Boyan still hands you a skill book. This is all I can do for you. From now on, you're on your own. Looking at the blue glowing skill book, you feel a bit dazed. A rare blue summoner spell book. A new summoner can only call a white slime at first. If you want a new summon, you have to either make a pact with a wild summon or learn a higher tier skill book. The first requires strength. The second requires money. And for Liu Boyan, a retired old man, to give you this rare spell book clearly cost him a lot. You're moved and call out, teacher. Liu Boyan pretends to be relaxed and waves his hand. But then here's your next words. How about I marry your daughter and join your family? Liu Boyan's eyes widen instantly, and he kicks at you. Taking my skill book and eyeing my daughter, huh? You quickly back toward the door, only leaving one sentence as you go. I'm going to be the strongest summoner there is. Liu Boyan's anger fades, and he scolds, damn brat. Passing the college entrance exam as a summoner would already be impressive. After leaving the classroom, you look at the skill book Liu Boyan gave you and are overjoyed. Skill book, Iron Eater. Summoning quality, rare blue effect, power type summon beast. Iron Eater can be summoned after forming a pact. If your summon dies, you can't call it again for a whole day. The first summon you get is super important. If it had just been a white slime, even with a gold trait, it probably wouldn't be strong. Originally, you planned to spend all your savings just to get a green skill book. But even when no one else believed in you, Liu Boyan still gave you everything he could. On your way to the rookie dungeon, you study the skill book and swap out the slime for the Iron Eater. Next is trait extraction. You focus your mind. Countless golden trait windows float around you, shimmering like a spectrum. After a few seconds, one trait window stops in front of you. You have drawn the legendary gold trait, Tai Chi Grandmaster. You assign the trait to your little iron eater. A flash of light appears before your eyes, and you get two surprise messages. Tai Chi Grandmaster. Trait granted successfully. Summon. Iron Eater. Rare blue form evolved into Kung Fu Panda. Epic mutant version. Looking at Kung Fu Panda's stats, you're much more confident you'll beat the rookie dungeon. Rookie dungeons are artificial dungeons in every high school and academy in the country. Only those below level 9 can enter. This is a one-time free dungeon run, reimbursed by the Waxia military for all newcomers. Any difficulty is allowed. At the South Campus entrance to the dungeon, crowds of students gather, teaming up or looking for strong teammates. It's packed with excitement. You walk up at this moment and instantly draw everyone's attention. Holy crap, it's a summoner master. Wait, why is he wearing the regular class uniform? Someone quickly remembers. He's the guy who turned down 8 million to become a summoner, Yuan Qi. He really showed up. Is he going to beat the dungeon with just a slime? When everyone sees you, it's like they're seeing the plague, and they all rush to avoid you. The once crowded dungeon entrance instantly leaves only you standing there. At that moment, an arrogant voice shouts out, "Stop making summoners look bad. Summoner isn't for people like you." You turn to look and see a young man decked out in luxury gear, walking over with the Zhao Guild's female secretary. The young man's name is Zhao Zhuan. He's the son of Zhao Guild's boss. Today, the Zhao Guild sent people to buy job cards, just so he could transfer to a rare profession. You kept your card, but others sold theirs. As he shouts, a giant purple glowing Volf is summoned by Zhao Zhuan. Whoa, it's an excellent grade summon Windchaser Volf. The Zhao Guild really has deep pockets. A 4 or 5 million summon beast, just bought right at the start. Hearing the crowd's exclamations, Zhao Zhuan's lips curl up in a smile. Yuan Qi, summon your slime and show everyone. Zhao Zhuan has long wanted to outshine you. As the star student in the honors class, his liberal arts grades have always been under your shadow. He's been the eternal number 2 in his grade. He has been holding it in for a long time. Now that he's switched roles, it's finally his turn to shine. Thinking of this, a sinister grin appears on his face. But you also start to smile. This guy is loaded. If you don't take advantage of it, you'd be letting yourself down. So with everyone watching, you put your hands in your pockets and confidently fire back with a question. Since you're so confident, how about we make a bet? Zhao Zhuan hears this and laughs at you for being broke. What do you even have to gamble with? You calmly pull out a bank card. You know your balance by heart. 1,824,750. Seeing the bet you put up, Zhao Zhuan instantly frowns. He didn't expect you to have that much money. Although his summoned beasts and gear are all top-notch, that's all prepared by his family. His own pocket money is only 5 to 600,000. Though his card still has more than 2 million. That's meant for buying gold items and tackling dungeons. Expenses covered by his family. But he quickly realizes he has an excellent Wind Volf, and he learned 2 extra high-grade attack skills. At best, you might have a rare summoned beast. He holds the advantage. Thinking this, he immediately pulls out a card. This card has at least 2 million. How do you want to compete? Let's see who can solo clear the hell-level dungeon the fastest. The onlookers think you're insane. No one has ever cleared the hell dungeon, and you dare to challenge it. Zhao Zhuan is stunned for a second, then suddenly feels tricked. You chose an impossible difficulty, thinking if we both fail, you won't lose. How naive. He immediately has his female assistant bring over the notary robot. That's a special product from the Academy's mechanical masters. It can officially certify bets between parties. Since it's a dungeon challenge, whoever survives longer in the hell dungeon wins. That's how the winner is decided. A hint of madness flashes in Zhao Zhuan's eyes. He wants to confirm the bet right away. Not only can he beat you right now, but utterly humiliate you, and win over 1.8 million more in spending money. Although he'll waste a chance to enter the dungeon, the gains far outweigh the losses. After Zhao Zhuan finishes speaking, the round penguin-like notary robot lets out a cold mechanical sound. That is established. Hell Dungeon Solo Run. Participants, Zhao Zhuan and Yuan Qi. If both parties fail to clear the dungeon, whoever lasts longer will be the winner. Winner takes all the stakes. Now that the bet is set, you're done talking. You head straight to the last of the 6 dungeon entrances and step right into the blood-red portal. Seeing your decisive action, many students even feel a bit of respect for Yuan Qi. Dude really dares to go in. If it were me, I'd hesitate forever. Not just you, did you notice? Even Zhao Zhuan from the honors class seems hesitant. As soon as that's said, Zhao Zhuan, pacing at the hell level entrance, looks a little uncomfortable. He grits his teeth and steps inside too. Inside the dungeon, you focus your mind and summon Kung Fu Panda. Then, with Kung Fu Panda, you prepare to head deep into the mountains. Just as you enter the mountain pass, 4 level 3 armored beasts charge at you. Kung Fu Panda stands guard in front of you and smacks out with a paw. 2 armored beasts are smashed straight into the mountainside. Instantly killed. The other 2 see something's wrong and try to escape, but Kung Fu Panda chases them down instantly and delivers another smack, sending them to meet their friends. The 4 armored beasts give you 1/3 of a level's experience, along with 4 crystals, a skill book, and a piece of armor. You put on the armor and head forward with Kung Fu Panda, but you soon notice something odd. All the low-level monsters hide when they see you. They're basically letting you through to the high-level monster area.
But you
Don't want to let go of these easy EXP bags. So you start searching the mountainside at the base. Meanwhile, outside the dungeon entrance, even though they can't see inside, the crowd keeps growing. Everyone wants to see who loses this high-stakes bet first. As time passes, 30 minutes go by quickly. Both Zhao Zhuan and you manage to last this long, which shocks everybody. Just then, the dungeon entrance suddenly flashes, and a weak figure lies on the ground. Everyone rushes over excitedly. Who is it? Is Yuan Qi out? Even making it 30 minutes is really impressive. Whoa, it's young Master Zhao. Zhao Zhuan is sprawled on the ground, watching the cheering crowd around him, feeling secretly pleased. He really enjoys being the center of attention. But he doesn't notice his assistant is panicking. Zhao Zhuan casually asks, "When did Yuan Qi come out?" 10 minutes ago? 5? The assistant bites her lip and quietly says, "Yuan Qi." He's still inside. The next moment, Zhao Zhuan bolts upright. His eyes, which were half closed, suddenly go wide as saucers. What do you mean he's still inside? Zhao Zhuan's brain freezes. He can't believe it. He barely lasted 30 minutes with a top-tier summon. But you're still holding on? Now he finally hears the crowd talking. Whoa, Zhao Zhuan came out first. So he lost? At this, his confidence shatters.
He didn't just lose to you again.
He also lost the 2 million plus his family gave him. That was supposed to cover 3 dungeon runs today.
Now,
He doesn't even have 1 free dungeon entry left. Inside the dungeon, you and Kung Fu Panda scour the area, leaving no monster behind. You refuse to let any escape. Now your backpack has 9 crystals, 2 skill books, and a giant axe. So far, you've killed 5 armored beasts at the base of the mountain and racked up 81 experience points. Just 19 more, and you'll level up to 2. To play it safe, you plan to hit level 2 first, then head to the mid-mountain high-level monster area. Just then, 3 level 3 gray fur hunters suddenly appear in front of you. You've already figured out, from their positions, they were just waiting for you to enter the mountainside area, so they could join forces with advanced magical beasts to ambush you from both ends. But they didn't expect you to start searching the mountain directly, so they were forced to come out and face Kung Fu Panda, whether it was the stone-armored beast or the gray-furred hunter. Under Kung Fu Panda's Tai Chi moves, there was only one result. Soon, 3 gray-furred hunters were taken down. You claimed 3 more crystals and got a gray hat as well. At the same time, the system notification sounded. Ding, your level has increased to 2. Your stats have improved. Strength +5, Constitution +5, Agility +5, Spirit 5. 5 free stat points added. Talent. You've gained unlimited golden trait draws once. You put all free stat points into Spirit. Spirit is the most important stat for summoners. It affects your summon beast's contracts and stat growth, as well as skill damage. Then you eagerly started drawing traits. You drew the legendary golden trait. Eat anything, absorb anything. Eat anything, absorb anything lets him digest anything. Each item consumed grants the corresponding stat bonus. You give this trait to Kung Fu Panda again. Kung Fu Panda's quality increases from Orange Epic 1 star to Orange Epic 2 star. Now you curiously take out a crystal and say to Kung Fu Panda, "Can you eat this?" Kung Fu Panda takes the crystal, thinks for half a second, and tosses it into his mouth. Eat anything, absorb anything trait activated. Using the crystal grants Spirit +1. Maximum mana increased by 20. Seeing how satisfied Kung Fu Panda looks, your imagination runs wild. Crystals are energy crystals, so they increase spirit and mana. But what if he eats a weapon? You immediately pull out a large axe from your pack, hand it to Kung Fu Panda and ask, "Can you eat this?" This time, Kung Fu Panda doesn't even hesitate and chomps off the iron blade of the axe in 2 bites. Eat anything, absorb anything trait activated. Using the giant axe grants strength 1. You think for a moment and take out the 2 skill books from your bag and have Kung Fu Panda eat them both. The first book gave strength +1. The second book gave Earth Elemental Mastery +3%. Elemental Mastery increases the effect of elemental skills and reduces elemental damage you take. It's the hardest stat for mages to improve, and is also a mage's nemesis. Now you're curious to see Kung Fu Panda max out all his elemental mastery. What would that look like? With nothing left in your pack, you and the panda leave the mountain base and head towards the mountainside. This is where the advanced magical beasts live. Every magical beast here could even be a mini-boss in a low-level dungeon. You barely take a couple steps when a sharp screech comes from the sky. You didn't expect to run into a flying magic beast so soon. And it's a level 5 Thunder Falcon. Although flying magical beasts are much harder to deal with than ground types, you already have a way to handle them. You find a good angle and lie flat on the ground, then flip off the Thunder Falcon. The monsters in the Hell level dungeon are just like real magical beasts. They naturally possess the wildness and temperament of beast kind. The stronger they are, the more pronounced this becomes. When confronted with a provocation from their enemy, Thunder Bamboo's speed skyrocketed. It was like a flash of lightning. It dove down rapidly. At this very moment, Kung Fu Panda alternated his hands, performing cloud hands from the 24 forms of Tai Chi. Thunder Bamboo's rapid charge instantly slowed down. It was as if it had fallen into a swamp.
He realized something was wrong.
It was about to turn and flee, but was slapped by Kung Fu Panda's enormous paw. He was immediately reduced to a pile of mush. You sat up from the ground and saw Thunder Bamboo's corpse turn into a skill book. Picking it up to check, you discovered it's an assassin class skill. You tossed it to Kung Fu Panda to eat. You opened Kung Fu Panda's stats panel. Kung Fu Panda, Epic Quality 2 star. Level 2, Stats, Strength 41, Constitution 35, Agility 41, Spirit 34. Now, Kung Fu Panda's stats are already triple those of a normal warrior at the same level. If things keep progressing this way, it won't be a problem to outmatch all candidates in the college entrance exam. You and Kung Fu Panda keep moving deeper, but before you can go very far, 7 shadows already block your path. High-level magical beasts are different from low-level ones. They possess an extremely strong sense of territory and battle list. They do not allow any creatures to step onto their domain. Right now, 7 massive northern wolves have glowing green eyes, staring intently at you and Kung Fu Panda. Each one is as formidable as a level 5 warrior. What's even more dangerous is that wolves excel at group attacks. A chorus of wolf howls echoed through the valley. If there are any more northern wolves on the mountainside, they'll soon come to join the attack. You know, you have to finish this fight quickly. Otherwise, when more black wolves arrive, your only option will be to run. Kung Fu Panda receives the order and performs double wind ears from the 24 forms of Tai Chi. This move not only causes area of effect damage, but also inflicts a brief stun. You hear a fierce whooshing sound as the wolves ahead are all engulfed. Half that were in the center of the skill were instantly killed. The other half were also hit with the stun effect. Immediately, Kung Fu Panda rushed forward,
Taking out each northern wolf with a single slap.
This wave of wolves caused your EXP bar to skyrocket by 1/3. At this rate, You'll reach level 3 even before entering the boss area. Additionally, this group of wolves dropped 5 crystals, 2 pieces of gear and 1 skill book, 1 pair of agile wolf boots that instantly increase agility by 3. You put them on right away. The other is a fine quality archer weapon, which you feed to Kung Fu Panda. But the skill book is a pleasant surprise for you. It's a fine quality summoner skill, and it's agility based. It complements Kung Fu Panda's warrior role perfectly. Now you have 30 spirit points, enough to contract a second summoned beast, without hesitation. You learn it right away. Ding, you have learned a new skill. Elegant squirrel summoning. A beam of light flashes, and a squirrel appears on your shoulder. You didn't have much expectation for a fine quality skill, but unexpectedly, this squirrel has a highly practical ability, keen sense. It can detect hidden enemies and traps, and improves scouting ability. Now your monster hunting speed will greatly increase. Plus, you're not afraid of ambushes anymore. Satisfied, you set out with Kung Fu Panda and the squirrel. Meanwhile, by the dungeon entrance, the onlooking students are getting restless. You've already been inside for 2 hours. They think it's impossible. Many now suspect the dungeon is malfunctioning. They collectively report this upwards. The Lord of Graveyard City, Ruan Shiau, hears the news and instantly falls into deep thought. He doesn't believe that just by having a rare summoned beast, you could clear a hell-level dungeon. He's convinced there's a problem with the dungeon. So he goes to the warehouse for repair tools and materials, preparing to go fix the newbie dungeon. Inside the dungeon, you have no idea what's happening outside, and are instead effortlessly farming monsters. Previously, your only worry was being ambushed or surrounded by beasts. But now, with the squirrels scouting, you're totally at ease. Very soon, you cleared out all the high-level monsters on the mountainside. Now your level has already reached 3. Excited, you rubbed your hands together and drew a golden perk card. Ding, you've obtained a legendary perk, Master of Magnets, Shadow Master, control shadows, and become an assassin in the shadowy darkness. You ponder for a moment. Kung Fu Panda is best at direct combat, but Shadow Master is better for an assassin. So you quickly decide on the perk's recipient and assign it to Elegant-Tailed Squirrel. Shadow Master granted successfully to your summoned Elegant-Tailed Squirrel. Its fine grade green evolved into an epic orange Shadow Squirrel. Now with 2 epic grade summoned beasts, your confidence skyrockets. With a panda and a squirrel in tow, you head straight for the final stage of the hell-level dungeon, the Abyssal Valley. Just as you reach the abyss, you see a figure radiating dark energy, slowly walking out of the valley. Looking at its stats panel, you finally understand why no one has ever cleared hell difficulty. The boss's stats are simply too outrageous. Anyone entering this newbie dungeon must be below level 9. Even a team of 4 level 9 players couldn't withstand a single hit from the Crimson Warlock. You understand instantly that the dungeon's designer never intended anyone to actually clear it. But you actually enjoy taking on a real challenge. In just a split second, you've already come up with a strategy. As the top theory student at the Academy of War, you know every skill of the Crimson Warlock intimately. All you need to do is bait the Crimson Warlock into using his AA skill, Infernal Breath. Then, while Infernal Breath is on cooldown, let Kung Fu Panda move in close and use the skill 4 ounces move 1,000 pounds. As long as the enemy's attack doesn't exceed Kung Fu Panda's by more than 10 times, he can reflect double the enemy's damage back to them. In return, as for the squirrel, by spending 20 mana points, it can summon a shadow clone with 80% of its main stats. It lasts for 4 hours with no cooldown, with the squirrel's current 40 spirit and 800 mana. In theory, it could summon up to 40 clones with nearly identical stats at the same time. Very soon, you use 20 squirrel shadow clones to bait out Crimson Warlock's Infernal Breath.
Next.
With seamless coordination between the squirrel and Kung Fu Panda, the hell-level dungeon that no one could clear was easily beaten by using the Crimson Warlock's own power. With the final blow struck, the system notification sounded. Defeated the final boss, Crimson Warlock. Gained 500 experience. Congratulations! You are the first player to clear the hell-level dungeon. Your name will be ranked number 1 on the Waxia hell-level leaderboard. Congratulations on clearing Monster Mountain for the first time. Hell level first clear reward obtained. Gained 1000 experience. Exclusive first clear chest +1. Your level has been raised to 4. You've gained 1 unlimited golden perk draw. At the same time, outside the dungeon, the crowd is immense. After learning that the instance might be malfunctioning, even the vice dean of the War Academy showed up here. Everyone started whispering among themselves. What about the bet? Given Yuan Qi's usual performance, it's likely he still can't beat young Master Zhao. The 1.8 million saved up over the past years is probably down the drain now. Hearing everyone's discussion, Zhao Zhuan couldn't help but smirk. Even the vice dean shook his head. Yuan Qi is only the top student in his grade. But he's gotten used to not facing reality, and actually dared to compare himself to the elite class. As the crowd grew louder, they suddenly saw the huge blue screen above the instance entrance start to change. It turned into an attention-grabbing announcement. Congratulations to Lingyuan City War Academy, East China region. Yuan Qi cleared the Hell difficulty rookie instance Demonic Beast Mountains for the first time. Ranked on the National Hell difficulty leaderboard, the top announcement on the instance interface was dazzling. When everyone saw this, without exception, everyone's face was full of confusion and shock. The next moment, everyone's gaze instantly shifted to the leaderboard nearby. This is the rookie instance's clear time leaderboard. Before this, the leaderboard only showed records for normal, advanced, hard, nightmare, and calamity 5 difficulties. But now, on the Hell difficulty leaderboard, there was finally a single name. #1 on the Hell difficulty rookie instance leaderboard. Yuan Qi's clear time, 2 hours 13 minutes. The vice dean straightened his glasses and began to wonder if he was getting farsighted. As for Zhao Zhuan and his female secretary nearby, both looked pale as ghosts. This is a national leaderboard record. Your name. It's impossible not to believe it now. Other than that, meanwhile over at the Lord's mansion, Lord Wan Fiping had just prepared all the materials to repair the instance and was about to rush over to the rookie instance when his assistant came running over in a panic. Lord Mayor, you don't have to go anymore. The instance isn't malfunctioning. That student isn't stuck inside. He actually cleared the instance. Wan Fiping was stunned at these words. His mind went completely blank on the spot. A hell-level instance that lasted only 2 seconds. He personally designed it, specifically to put spoiled heirs in their place. But the hell-level instance got cleared. The assistant added that a clear record has already appeared.
He really did clear it.
You really don't need to bother with it anymore. Before he could even finish speaking, Wan Fiping stretched out his muscular arm and grabbed his assistant by the collar. For damn sake, now I have to go even more. The national #1 to clear the hell-level instance showed up right in my Lingyuan city. That's way more important than repairing the instance. Wan Fiping was extremely excited at this moment. Put all those repair materials back in storage. I need to get there early. He dashed out of the mansion at breakneck speed. Inside the instance, you have no idea what's happening outside. You're still amazed by the countless system prompts you received. After the boss died, the instance could only last 10 minutes. You get ready to check. The loot dropped by the Crimson Magus. 3 items in total.
10 crystals.
And 2 level 4 equipment items. The first, Crimson Magic Blade. Rare 5-star attribute. Damage multiplier 140%. Plus 10 strength. With agility stacking. Special effect. Ignores 30% of enemy defense on attack. The second, Crimson Spirit Bracers. Rare 5-star attribute. Damage multiplier 125%. When strength is added, plus 5 constitution. Plus 5 agility. Special effect. When attacking or using a skill. 40% attack speed. Both pieces are top-tier rare equipment. Each one would go for at least $1 million on the market. But you don't want to sell them. They're for your 2 summoned beasts. You give the Crimson Magic Blade to the Shadow Squirrel. You give the Crimson Spirit Bracers to the Kung Fu Panda. Summoned beasts can equip gear just like adventurers. That's a key reason why summoners have such high potential. And also why the class is so expensive. Then you look at the chest in your inventory. First clear exclusive chest hell difficulty. According to the textbook, first clear chests have a high chance of containing class-specific equipment, which makes you pretty impatient to open it. As the chest opens, you gain 100 crystals, plus 1 accessory and 1 piece of equipment. Accessory, Hellstar Sigil. Attributes, plus strength, plus agility, plus constitution, plus spirit. Commemorative badge. Only obtainable under very specific conditions. Moreover, badges as equipment automatically confer their attributes without being equipped. You put it in your bag for now. Then check out the equipment. Spirit Ring. Summoner exclusive. Excellent quality. 1-star attribute, plus 10 agility, 20 spirit, plus 200 mana points. Special effect. Summoned beast. When near the summoner, summoner's movement speed plus 100%.
Includes skill, aura.
Copy a temporary skill from a contracted summoned beast. Disappears after a single use. Each copy can be stored. Consumes 100 mana, 1 hour cooldown. Spirit set 1/2. After reading the equipment details, the only way you can describe it is like a cowgirl on a motorcycle. Totally badass. You put the spirit ring on your finger. Your spirit instantly reaches 88 points, which is about double that of magicians at your level. Next, you copy a shadow shield skill for later, to deal with emergencies. Then you start drawing for a trait. After about 2 or 3 breaths, a trait card pops up in front of you. Treasure Squeaker can accurately smell treasures nearby and identify their value compared to their location. You grant this trait to the Shadow Squirrel. Shadow Squirrel upgrades from Orange Epic to Orange Epic Alien Star. Then, with a few minutes left before the instance closes, you send the squirrel out treasure hunting. About 2 minutes later, the squirrel returns with a red fruit. As for what the fruit's for, you can't be bothered to figure it out, and just feed it to the panda. Trigger, you are what you eat. Eating the flame fruit grants plus 6 strength, and plus 15% fire element mastery. Just before the instance closes, the squirrel's other 3 shadow clones also return, bringing back 3 wind chimes flowers they'd seen before, maybe because of previous experience. This time, as soon as the squirrel was back, it tossed them right into the panda's mouth. 3 wind chimes flowers, granted plus 27 speed and plus 18% wind element mastery. This made you realize something. The more of the same thing you eat, the lesser the bonuses become, which was rather disappointing. You originally planned to buy 100 weapons for the panda to eat, but that's clearly not gonna work. As the instance countdown reaches 0, you're instantly teleported out of the instance, just as you're about to find Zhang Zhuan and claim your bet. Over a dozen reporters with even more cameramen nearly surround you completely. You didn't even get to say a word when a young man in a suit comes rushing over. Seeing his uniform, people are surprised he's from East China Tactical University. What's he doing here? As discussion breaks out, the young man in the suit walks right up to you and says with a friendly grin, "Yuan Qi, right? I'm the admissions officer from East China Tactical University. Can I ask if you've self-studied tactical science?" From his perspective, since you're an ordinary class student who cleared a hell-level instance, it must be strategy. Nothing else is possible.
Hearing this,
You look confused. You did study tactics professionally, but you tried to recall how you beat the hell-level dungeon. You shake your head decisively, saying, "I never learned tactics." Unexpectedly, upon hearing this, the admissions officer isn't disappointed at all, but instead looks extremely pleased. You could instinctively operate without ever learning tactics, beating strong foes as an underdog to clear the hell-level dungeon. If that's not tactical genius, what is? If you receive proper tactical training, China could have one more tactical grandmaster in the future. Thinking this, he excitedly says, "Yuan Qi, as long as you participate in an evaluation with me, I can give you a special recommendation to East China Tactical University, and you'll receive a merit scholarship as an outstanding freshman." When the students heard this, everyone burst into an uproar. They were dying to take your place and enter East China Tactical University. But you simply shook your head and said, "Sorry, I have no intention of entering the tactical major." Compared to becoming a tactician, you'd rather be out fighting. Besides, how would you level up without fighting? Or earn those skill rolls? At that moment, the Academy's Vice Dean, Zhou Wei, became anxious. If you get a special recommendation, it would bring honor to the Academy. How could you possibly refuse? Zhou Wei immediately stepped forward, in front of all the reporters, and said righteously, Yuan Qi. With your skills in class, maybe Tactical University is actually a better fit for you. You have no good impression of this vice dean. He basically has zero personal capability. The only reason he's lasted this long is because he loves stealing the spotlight, taking undeserved credit and blindly favoring elite classes. You don't want to waste time here and are about to sneak away. But the adjudication robot directly blocks your path and pops up a wager settlement panel. Wager result: Zhao Zhuan's dungeon time 29 minutes and 36 seconds. Result: failed. Yuan Qi's dungeon time 2 hours and 13 minutes. Result: cleared. Final result: Yuan Qi wins. You've won the bet. A silver deposit certificate worth 2.37 million. When the reporters saw this scene, it was like sharks smelling fresh blood. They started frantically searching for Zhao Zhuan, while you used the chance to slip away in the crowd, heading straight for Liu Boyan's office. When you came in, Liu Boyan couldn't help but joke. Finished the newbie dungeon already? Don't tell me you didn't clear it. Hearing that, you felt a bit helpless. After retiring, Liu Boyan spent most of his time handling investigations for the military and rarely cared about other academy matters. That's exactly why. He's always just been a homeroom teacher, never managed to climb higher. Thinking of this, you don't hesitate and tell him you cleared the hell-level dungeon. At first, Liu Boyan absolutely refused to believe it. But after reading the major media report, he finally believes it's true. There's some shock in Liu Boyan's eyes, with a hint of relief. But mostly he's just happy for you. You were about to say something, but Liu Boyan raised his hand to stop you. Maybe you had some incredible luck, but if it got you through hell difficulty, it must be very valuable. Don't tell me, and don't tell anyone else. You smile calmly, feeling a wave of warmth in your heart. I understand. Teacher Liu Boyan lets out a long sigh of relief, but your next words instantly send his blood pressure soaring. By the way, teacher, I want to go to the contaminated zone outside the city to serve as a temporary demon suppression troop member. Please approve my request. As soon as you finish speaking, Liu Boyan immediately yells that you're crazy. Do you have a death wish or something? But after all your pestering, you still got Liu Boyan's special approval for an investigator's ID. You leave Liu Boyan's office, humming cheerfully. As long as you can grind monsters in the contaminated zone, your EXP will skyrocket. By then, who knows, maybe Xu Bao can help you bring back some rare treasures. Just then, in front of you, a slightly disheveled man suddenly appears. You recognize him instantly as the Lord of Lingyuan City, Huan Feiping. Huan Feiping flashes what he thinks is a friendly smile. Good job, kid. Clearing the hell difficulty level, I designed impressive skills and helped put Lingyuan City on the map. I'll reward you by letting you choose anything from the Lingyuan City treasury. Hearing that, your originally fake friendly smile immediately gives way to shining eyes at the mention of the treasury reward. Anything I want? Are you serious, Lord Huan Feiping? Once I make a promise, even 8 horses can't take it back. In the Lingyuan City treasury, you spot an unexpected piece of gear, or a cloak. Summoner exclusive, excellent, 1-star, agility +20, spirit +20. Special effect: when summoned beasts are near the summoner's attack speed is increased by 50%. Skill included, Spirit Shield. Generates a permanently active passive shield. Automatically restores 1 hour after being broken. Shield value equals the summoner's spirit, plus all summoned beasts constitution x 1000%. Aura set 1/2. The other aura set piece is the aura ring you got from the first time charge box. They're both part of the same set, and only for summoners, a unique set unmatched in the world. Once it appears, no one else can ever get it again. You originally had no hope of completing the set. The odds just seemed way too low. But unexpectedly, the City Lord's treasury gave you a big surprise. You don't hesitate and take the cloak, putting it right on. Ding! Aura set activated. Aura set bonus. Your summoned beast's damage multiplier increases to 150%. Damage multiplier increased by 1/3. You're more than satisfied. After collecting your reward, you leave the City Lord's mansion and go home to prepare for tomorrow's journey. You buy some necessities online for the trip. Soon after, a courier delivers your purchases to the door. Early the next morning, You head for the city gate and are stopped at the gate by 4 demon suppression army guards. High school students aren't allowed to leave the city alone. Good thing you were prepared. You present the permission slip from your teacher and strictly claim you're out on official business. The 4 guards immediately stand at attention upon hearing that and give you a formal military salute. Hope you return safely. You exhale a breath and step out of Lingyun City's gates, heading to the meeting spot agreed with Chihu Battalion. A dozen minutes later, you arrive at a hidden camp. From the outside, it just looks like an ordinary training ground. But passing through a stretch of sand and arriving deeper inside, you see an imposing sign. Demon Suppression Troops. A special army China formed to fight the abyss. Chihu Battalion, where you're headed, is one of them. And the contaminated zone is not far from the barracks, blocked off by the Demon Suppression Army camp. 2 Demon Suppression Army guards see you approach and immediately call you to a halt. Stop, please present your ID. When the guards saw your ID, with every word they read, their tone became increasingly incredulous. Origin Summoner, Level 4 high school student, Special Investigator. It wasn't until you entered the Demon Suppression Army's scout camp that the 2 guards still hadn't recovered from the shock. You entered the scout camp and saw dozens of young people in different attire gathered here. Half were freshmen from various universities. The other half were members of civilian guilds. At that moment, a veteran in Demon Suppression Army uniform walked over. I'm Su Fang, commander of Redback Battalion, 1st Company. First off, welcome, everyone, to Zone 19 of the contaminated lands for your first exploration. Upon hearing this, everyone who had been in casual postures got to their feet. Time for some serious business. After that, everyone received a package. You opened yours for a look. A distress signal talisman, a leaflet explaining Zone 19 of the contaminated lands, and a temporary ID badge. Commander Su Feng continued, after entering the contaminated lands, if you detect a high-level demon, immediately use the distress talisman, so that either myself or other senior members can handle the elite demons. Your job is to clear out all the low-level demon troops. Anything you find or earn as loot, you can keep for yourselves, or trade for military merit points. At this point, many people's expressions turned eager. Su Feng announced that everyone was free to set out. You can go solo or team up, either's fine. You can also take on bounty missions before heading out. They all count for military merit. As soon as he finished talking, the crowd began forming teams. Most people were around level 10, so teaming up was the best way to explore. And it's a lot safer too. But in your case, no one wanted to team up with you. A level 4 professional here is by far the weakest. Someone whispered. Is this guy nuts? Coming to the contaminated lands at level 4? That's basically suicide. While everyone was discussing, you went over to the bounty missions. You never planned to team up, nor did you need to. It was actually the Redback Battalion's bounty board that really caught your eye. There were dozens of bounties listed. You read through almost all of them. Then you headed into Zone 19 of the contaminated lands on your own. Stepping into the contaminated lands, you immediately summoned your shadow squirrel to scout ahead. Once you gave your orders, the squirrel split into 2 shadow clones and began sweeping the area ahead. Shortly after, the squirrel clones reported back that there were demons ahead to the left. You locked onto the target location and spotted a level 10 corpse demon coming your way. Without hesitation, you summoned Chu Fu Panda. The panda moved nimbly and struck out quickly. Before the corpse demon could react, it was smashed to pieces. This corpse demon gave you 90 experience points. You checked your experience bar and saw you need to kill 5 more corpse demons to level up. After thinking for a moment, you suddenly said, Squirrel, go use your shadow clone. Have your shadow creature lure 5 of them together. Once the pandas are ready and the corpse demons are grouped, then use an area skill to wipe them out. Half a minute later, 5 corpse demons had been lured in from 5 directions, and the shadow clones herded them together. The panda was raring to go, and with a move called Twin Peaks Squeeze, it instantly smashed all 5 corpse demons to bits. Meanwhile, you immediately leveled up to 5. Then you unlocked a new skill slot to draw for. A moment later, a notification sounded. You've drawn a legendary golden trait. Battlefield Legend. Battlefield Legend. a legendary presence famed for great achievements on the battlefield. Battle experience is unparalleled. Combat techniques have reached perfection. You thought it over and decided to assign this trait to your panda. After you assigned the trait, Kung Fu Panda advanced from Orange Epic 2-star to Orange Epic 6-star. Rare and superior grades top out at 5 stars, while Epic grade maxes at 6 stars. So it's just one step away from legendary gold. Kung Fu Panda evolved successfully, and not only had all of its basic stats increased, but it also gained 2 new skills. Battle Hardened Legend reduces skill cooldowns by 50%, and skill energy costs also reduces stamina cost and negative effects by 80%. Legendary Renowned Aura boosts the attack of all nearby allies, including itself, by 25%, and increases attack speed by 40%, while greatly raising morale. Looking at this aura, you didn't hesitate at all. You immediately copied Panda's legendary renown using your aura ring. Quickly stacking both auras, your attack rose by 50%, and your attack speed increased by 80%. With that, your monster farming speed instantly skyrocketed. The number of red demons nearby started to visibly decrease. Meanwhile, Commander Su Feng was stationed at Redback Battalion Camp, monitoring several life-form detection devices. Although the machines can't detect demon energy signatures, they can monitor the status of Redback members. He could track everyone's progress and issues in real time. On the virtual sand table, dozens of dots representing scouts moved forward. Some advanced quickly, some slowly, but one dot raced far ahead of the pack. Most scouts were just a few hundred meters in, while this one had already pushed to 4 or 5 kilometers. Su Feng rubbed his eyes and looked again. At that speed, he's even faster than the Demon Suppression Army's best scouts. Su Feng stared wide-eyed, pointing at that dot, asking, "Who is this?" Very quickly, a staff member from the scout camp reported, "It's Yuan Qi, a senior student from the War Academy."
Hearing this,
Su Feng was dumbfounded, because he remembered this name. At first, he thought you were just a rich kid trying to show off. He didn't expect you to be a tiger in disguise. With that thought, he instructed the staff member, "Pay close attention to him. Right now, he's only dealing with regular demon troops. He's low level and lacks experience on the battlefield. If he encounters an elite, he'll be in big trouble. Let me know immediately." Elsewhere, after an hour of grinding monsters at full speed, your experience bar had reached 80%. Watching the panda pulverize the last corpse demon in the area, you couldn't help but feel inhuman. There still aren't nearly enough monsters in the contaminated lands. At that moment, a squirrel shadow clone reported back with intel, instantly making you more alert. An elite demon appeared at the 8 o'clock direction. To effectively scout the monster's location, you dispatched 12 squirrel shadow clones in all 12 clock directions, searching every angle. If anything stirs nearby, you'll know right away. You set out decisively, quietly approaching, following the guidance of your shadow clones. A skeleton monster over 2 meters tall appeared before your eyes. It's a level 15 blood chill demon panda. If you fight it without evolving, you might not be strong enough. But once evolved, your panda can instantly defeat it. You were just about to order the panda to take it out when you realized someone beat you to it. Soon, you sensed something was wrong. Rather than someone beating you to the punch, it's better to say the blood chill demon found its own prey. Among the piles of rubble below, the blood chill demon and 3 lion demons were hunting a scout squad. The 4 team members are all level 11 or 12 professionals, but they were completely unable to withstand the blood chill demon. They were about to lose their lives. You gave the order? The squirrel controls the blood chill demon, while the panda takes them out one by one. The blood chill demon, who was ready for a rampage, was suddenly immobilized as if grabbed by the neck. When the 3 corpse demons were about to attack the 2 girls, the panda sent out 2 palm strikes from afar, instantly smashing them to pieces. The 2 girls witnessing this were left dumbfounded with shock. Moments later, you stepped out from the shadows. You ignored the 4 people whose eyes were about to pop out. Your gaze stayed fixed on the blood chill demon. Killing this blood chill demon would give you just enough experience to level up.
and
The blood chill demon's corpse seemed like it could be traded for military merit points. When they heard you were going after the blood chill demon, the 4 people from the squad urgently reminded you. Be careful, the blood chill demon is berserk right now. But before they could finish, the panda rushed straight to the blood chill demon, striking with a palm, shattering the blood chill demon's skull. And the blood-red flames in its eye sockets instantly went out. At the same time, a notification sound rang out. Killed blood chill demon, gained 375 XP. Your level has increased to 6. You have obtained 1 infinite gold trait draw chance. After the blood chill demon fell, 4 crystals and a piece of blue gear dropped next to its body. You put everything into your inventory, including the blood chill demon's corpse. The greatsword warrior captain of the squad approached you and saluted. Expert, thank you for saving us. You responded with a smile, thinking about the big XP reward from the blood chill demon. You couldn't help but ask, did you see any other elite demons around? The greatsword warrior on the other side looked helpless and forced a smile. If we had run into an elite demon earlier, we probably wouldn't have made it this far. Seeing you nod, he didn't press further. The greatsword warrior sensibly stopped bothering you and prepared to lead the team back to keep hunting corpse demons. Before leaving, the female archer with the bandaged leg waved and said, Expert dude, my name is Lin Fai Fai. If you need help, you can call on us. After they left, you checked the gear that dropped. Bloodbone armor, assassin gear level 10, fixed attributes, defense plus 10, strength plus 25, constitution plus 25, special effect, 20% of damage dealt converts to shield. The special effect on this gear really tempts you. You want to give it to the squirrel once it reaches level 10. After stowing the gear away, you started the trait draw. Soon after, a golden eye-shaped pattern appeared in front of you. Eye of Insight can analyze information on any target and analyze everything happening around you. Can see through enemy hiding or disguises. You looked at it and found this trait suits you well. So you tried assigning it to yourself. Very quickly, you discovered you had gained a new talent ability. Eye of Insight. Your gaze locked onto a small pit flung up by Panda's Taiji inner force. In an instant, your pupils turned gold. The next moment, an information window appeared near the pit in your vision. A small pit left by the aftershock of inner force. With this ability, anything that happens nearby can't escape your eyes. You disabled the Eye of Insight, and were about to move on, when suddenly laughter came from behind you. Little brother, you're amazing. You can even kill elite demons now. Wanna join me, big sis? Hearing that familiar laugh, you instinctively looked back. It was the black-clad girl you'd met at the quest hall. She'd even explained how military merit points work. She looked you over with a smile. Wanna consider teaming up with your big sis? You said nothing. Suddenly you realized something. You distinctly sent your squirrel clones out to scout, but didn't detect her at all. She avoided all your shadow clones' detection. That's not something ordinary people can do. Seeing your silence, the black-clad girl laughed again. You're leveling up to prepare for the college entrance exam, aren't you? I found a demon stronghold. At least 10 elite demons. If you kill all 10, not only will you gain another level, you could get nearly 1,000 extra XP. You could already imagine your XP bar skyrocketing. Almost blurted out, where is it? The black-clad girl paused for a second, then couldn't help but laugh. She said, I'm at least pretty cute, you know? But you totally ignored her. As soon as news about elite demons came up, you got this excited. She could only sigh, wondering how you'll get a girlfriend like this. The black-clad girl was being modest. Not only is she cute, she's at least top 2 among all the girls you've seen. But in a polluted zone, and with her mysterious power, you have to stay vigilant. But with the Eye of Insight now, you figure you can size her up. In an instant, Eye of Insight activated, locking onto the black-clad girl in front of you. A super detailed character panel appeared in your vision. Ruan Shiau, class info, rare job, dark spirit assassin, level 19. Tar 1 attributes, strength 186 plus 80, constitution 152-60, agility 206-105, spirit 174. Parentheses indicate gear bonus attributes. Skills, Shadow Spirit Assault. LV6, Superior Phantom Step LV4, Superior Gear. Umbral Dagger. Epic Shield Ring, excellent potential rating. Personal info, age 19. Member of East China Top 5 Assassin Department. Freshman, father Ruan Pinke. Mother, Lu Mei. Mentor, Ruan Pinke. Awards, previous top professional. National College Entrance Exam, rank 7-9. East China Genius Bootcamp, rank 1-0. Kindergarten Jump Rope Champion. Life skills, bomb making, trap making, fried rice. Favorite colors, black, gray, white. Measurements, 866090. When you saw the body measurements, the corner of your mouth twitched, and you turned off the eye of insight. You never expected the info to be so detailed. It practically told you her underwear color. You couldn't see her information before. She was really wearing anti-detection gear, suppressing ring. But under the eye of insight, nothing could hide. Yet you still felt a bit puzzled. Ruan Shiau, level 19 Dark Spirit Assassin. Her stats are extremely high, and she only needs to do a class advancement quest to hit tier 2. With such a high level, plus being a top student at East China No. 5 University, why come to polluted lands? With these conditions, she could grind anywhere. Seeing your slightly odd expression, Ruan Shiau's beautiful eyes flashed with a questioning look. What's wrong with you? Why do you keep staring at your big sis? Trying to figure out my class? Because you were so focused on the eye of insight info just now. You quickly switched the topic. Never mind, let's talk about the evil demon base. The black-clothed girl, Ruan Shiau, asked curiously. As for why she agreed to team up so quickly, it's simple. Anyone ranked in the top 100 of last year's national college exams is very unlikely to be an antisocial danger. And judging by her top-tier gear and skills, she's obviously loaded. How could a rich girl have any evil intentions? Besides, with Ruan Shiau's level 19 skills, she still needed to form a team. That means this evil demon base is definitely no joke. So let me introduce myself. My name is Ruan Shiau. You can call me Big Sis. The girl in black's eyes curved with a smile. She naturally gave a sunshine bright smile. You ignored her last line and said my name is Yuan Qi. I'm a summoner. Not hearing you call her Big Sis, Ruan Shiau pouted a bit. Can you solo an elite evil demon? You thought for a second and admitted, yeah. Ruan Shiau gave a satisfied smile. Good. Now we just need to find one more person who can solo an elite, and we'll be all set. Still need one more person. She's a level 19 with all top-tier gear and skills. Even after getting your help, she still thinks it's a tough fight. And she clearly says you need to at least be able to solo an elite evil demon. You can't help but ask, is this evil demon base really that hard? Ruan Shiau crossed her arms over her chest and explained it's a huge temple, already totally taken over by evil demons layer after layer. I'm an assassin, not good at fighting lots of enemies at once. Even if I go after the strongest ones, there are still at least 6 elite evil demons left. When she said 6, she put extra emphasis. According to her judgment, someone who can solo one elite evil demon could probably hold off about 3 at the same time. But if you had to face 6 on your own, you'd be in serious danger. That's why she needs another teammate to help share the pressure with you. She finished and looked at you teasingly. What, you planning to take on 6 by yourself? You went silent for a moment. Suddenly, you remembered a quote from a master in a previous life. You said no. I want to fight 10. Hearing that cocky line, Ruan Shiau didn't mock you. Her eyes, filled with laughter, said, you sure talk big, little brother. But when she saw your expression, her face was full of surprise. Wait, are you serious? Dealing with multiple evil demons at once is way harder than taking them one by one, not to mention fighting 6 elite ones at the same time. That's ridiculously hard, especially for a level 6 class holder. Ruan Shiau couldn't help but recall, when she was level 6, she was still slowly leveling in her high school starter dungeon. Forget about challenging 6 elite evil demons at once. Fighting even one-on-one was tough enough. Hearing Ruan Shiau's question, you couldn't help but seriously consider it. After leveling to 6, your panda strength reached 163. If it was one-on-one against an elite evil demon, 1 slap per demon shouldn't be a problem. And using bird tail sweep, Hitting 2 at once isn't hard either. But if you had to deal with 6 at once, the odds of winning would drop a bit. But you'd still have about a 99% shot.
Hearing this,
Ruan Shiau reached out her pale little hand to your forehead, suddenly looking suspicious. It's not that she doesn't believe you. Even her second uncle's 6-year-old niece wouldn't believe it. She chuckled, little brother. Don't push yourself if you can't. You smiled. What makes you think I can't? You can try for yourself. Ruan Shiau crossed her arms over her chest, eyes wide and curious, suddenly getting excited. All right, let's try. But before she finished, a desperate cry for help suddenly came from far away. Help! Please help me. The two of you immediately looked over. 2 delicate girls in tattered clothes, faces pale as could be, so weak from running their legs were buckling, blood staining their torn clothes. The 2 girls begged weakly, please, please, save us. There are demon guards coming. A bunch of elite evil demons. A whole bunch. Did the evil demons from the base break out? Ruan Shiau looked at the 2 girls with sympathy and immediately got ready to rush in. I'll go. Save them. If you want to prove yourself, this is the perfect chance to warm up on the pursuers. Just as she finished, she felt your hand on her shoulder, firmly holding her back. Ruan Shiau turned around in confusion. He saw your expression was unusually calm. It seemed like a golden light flickered in your pupils. You had already seen through the true form beneath the disguise. Luo Cheng, temporary assistant of the Human Demon Suppression Army. Real identity, elite demon, Skinwalker LV-20. The 2 girls in front of you were both already victims, without exception. And now standing before you were these 2 demons in disguise? Level 20 elite demon Skinwalker. You could tell just from the name how bizarre and unpredictable its abilities were. Skinwalker LV-20 type, elite demon guard. Attributes: Strength 100, Constitution 70, Agility 70, Spirit 140. Trait: uses the skin of the corpse it covers. Can fuse itself into the skin disguise, perfectly replacing the target's appearance. Skills: Shell Break Strike, Skin Repair Mimicry. Although compared to other demons, the Skinwalker's combat power seems average. According to military reports, the casualties caused by Skinwalker are the highest among all elite demons. The disguise ability to take on another's appearance is simply too deceptive.
and
Skinwalker is also the most intelligent among elite demons. It's skilled at mimicking humans. For other aliens, it's very easy to be lured close to the Skinwalker, and with no guard up, be struck by a full-force attack, resulting in either death or serious injury. At this moment, the 2 Skinwalkers were still acting, playing the roles of gravely injured women. They looked weak and helpless. Help! Please save us. Ruan Shiau's reaction wasn't slow either, but as a freshman, he didn't have much experience entering the corruption zone. The moment you stopped him, he sensed something was wrong. Both girls were so badly injured. How did they manage to escape from several elite demons? He turned to look at you, only to realize you had already approached them defenselessly.
he tightly gripped a dark blue dagger behind his back.
Ready for action? If anything happened, he could back you up as fast as possible. You walked calmly over to just a short distance from the 2 girls and said in a relaxed tone, "Don't worry. I'm here to help you. Can you let me see where you're injured?" Seeing someone approach, the 2 girls seemed relieved, as if help had finally arrived. Hearing your request to check their wounds, they thought you wanted to treat them. They weren't the least bit suspicious. One of them turned to the side, lifted her shirt, exposing her waist. "The wound here really hurts. Come take a look." She eagerly invited you to come closer, but you shook your head, retorting, "No, no, no. The wound isn't there." The 2 Skinwalkers froze for a second, like they were trying to figure out what you meant. You pointed at her neck. "Your wound is here." As soon as you finished speaking, a shadow crept out from that Skinwalker's silhouette, and a shadow squirrel emerged, its crimson demon blade flashing red for a split second. A line of blood appeared right where you pointed. In the next instant, the Skinwalker's head flew off. Elite demon killed. Skinwalker defeated. Experience plus 500. Level 67, 1031. The whole process was incredibly swift. You acted as casually as ordering food. Pointed at their neck. And in the next second, the head was gone. Seeing this scene with his own eyes, Ruan Shiau was a bit stunned. You were so decisive in killing. Wasn't he afraid of making a mistake and killing the wrong person? Just based on appearance, they really looked like actual living people, and fragile girls at that. Yet you didn't hesitate to kill at all. And the power your summoned beast displayed left him in disbelief as well. It could attack from within the shadows, which was practically an assassin's divine skill. The skill quality was at least epic level or higher. He himself was an assassin, so he naturally understood the value of such moves. For a moment, he even felt a bit envious. A summoned beast with epic level or higher skills. So this is your trump card. Impressive strength, no doubt. On the other side, after beheading one skinwalker, the other was still frozen in shock. That was so sudden. You barely spoke and immediately attacked. Are you the demon, or I the demon here? But it didn't even get a chance to act. After the squirrel struck, two shadow clones burst out from the other skinwalker's shadow. Squirrel shadow clones can't use the shadow clone skill, but they can use other skills like shadow strike. Shadow clones have only 80% of the main body's attack power to be absolutely safe. You secretly ordered the squirrel to hide two shadow clones here in advance, but that precaution turned out to be unnecessary. With two legendary aura buffs, the shadow clones could also benefit from the attack bonus of the auras. Plus, the defenseless skinwalker had only 70 constitution, frail as rotten wood, and was cut down with a single blow. Killed skinwalker gained 500 experience. No wonder they're elite level 20 demons. Two of them gave 1,000 experience points in total. Your XP bar instantly jumped to nearly halfway. This is the real leveling speed that you wanted from entering the corruption zone. The two headless skinwalker corpses collapsed. Their real bodies looked rubbery, exposed at last. Ruan Shiau came over, and even though he guessed the result, he was still a bit surprised. Both of them were skinwalkers. But how did you figure it out? Then, his peach blossom eyes stared at you with keen interest, like a little black cat fixating on its prey, sharp and curious. Your real method was something you couldn't reveal. After all, you weren't familiar enough with Ruan Shiau to completely trust him yet. Still, before using the Eye of Insight, you really did notice some odd details. Because demons never run away, so when they pretend to be fleeing humans, they leave obvious flaws. For example, the way their legs moved while running, and the emotional cues of asking for help differed hugely from humans. That was all something Liu Baiyan taught in class. Of course, it only counts for about 50% certainty, but confirmed by the Eye of Insight, it instantly became 100% certain. It's like knowing the answer ahead of time, then answering the question. You're just more confident. Anyone can ace it if they have the answers. Right? But even just those odd details you mentioned were enough to make Ruan Shiau immensely interested. You stood up and asked, "Got a light?" You looked at the two shriveled human skins on the ground. Ruan Shiau understood what you meant, pulled a firestone from his backpack and tossed it over. In an instant, flames erupted, giving the two bodies a cremation. You waved your hand and said, "Let's go. Let's have a spar. Shall we?" "No need. I've already witnessed the strength of your summoned beast. It wouldn't be fair to you." Ruan Shiau smiled calmly. "Sister, I never pick on people. Your summoned beast skill is decent. It's just the stats that need more work. You still need to practice more. Keep working on it." Holding hands with the little brother, he patted your shoulder comfortingly, and you were covered in black lines. An older woman always has the upper hand, but if you think you only have one summoned beast, that would be a huge mistake. At this moment, Ruan Shiau pointed ahead. "Let's go. Let's try out the demon stronghold. Just the two of us." He had already seen the squirrel's clone skill. He had much more confidence in you now. You're also quite curious about the demon stronghold. You follow Ruan Shiau. The two of you leave this place one after another, heading deeper into polluted zone No. 19. The deeper you go, the gray mist in the air thickens. The ground is lifeless, a scene of utter decay and wasteland, passing through a dark forest. You follow Ruan Shiau to a temple filled with sinister energy. Area 19 used to be a scenic spot. The temples here in the scenic area are now strongholds for demons. The temple isn't small. A few low-level corpse demons wander by the entrance. Ruan Shiau whispered, "Remember that bounty quest to find the lost supplies? The one he took at the bounty quest point. You have a good memory. Nod your head." Ruan Shiau explained their main purpose this trip. Those missing supplies were special items being transported to Dongwu City. Pollution spread right during transport. The transporters were attacked by demons, which caused the items to be lost here. You're shocked hearing this. Special items heading to Dongwu City? Dongwu City is the largest and most resource-rich city in East China. With the strongest armed forces, you could call it vast and bountiful. Much more powerful than Linshu City. Even the best university in East China, the top 5 university, is located in Dongwu City. So what special item is worth transporting all the way to Dongwu City? And this quest even had a 500 military merit bounty set by the army. Your curiosity was thoroughly piqued. You ask about the missing supplies? They're right in this temple. Ruan Shiau nods. What's inside those supplies? You're sure he knows? The bounty just mentioned missing goods, but he knows all the details. Plus he's a student at East China Martial University from Dongwu City. You're starting to suspect this is why he came. A sly smile appears on Ruan Shiau's delicate and charming face. Call me sis, and I'll tell you. A real man stands tall between heaven and earth. How could he trade his dignity for this? At least offer a little more. As for what's in the supplies, once I'm inside, I'll just use the eye of insight and find out. You reply righteously. No way, I'm really not curious. Ruan Shiau tries again to sway you, but you're completely unmoved. He isn't disappointed, and instead points at the temple. After you enter the temple gate, you'll see 2 courtyards, east and west. Each has at least 6 demon elites, and some regular demons. You follow his finger. Sure enough, the demon energy in the 2 courtyards is stronger than outside. You and Ruan Shiau will handle one side each. Ruan Shiau seriously advises, if you think you can't hold out till I back you up, leave now. We can always find another teammate. Based on what Ruan Shiau saw from Shadow Squirrel, it's still a bit hard for you to hold off a whole group of demons alone. Hearing a group of demons, you start reflecting. These are all walking experience packs. If there are really so many demon elites, your next level's experience is set. You say excitedly, if I leave now, I'd slap myself awake in bed tonight. Ruan Shiau covers his mouth and chuckles. All right, let's give it a try. It's on? He instantly gets serious, takes out a dark gray energy orb, and hurls it straight at the temple gate. I'll go left, you go right. As soon as he says it, his figure vanishes instantly, appearing right at the temple entrance, where the energy orb lands. A short pen appears in Ruan Shiau's hand. A dark light flashes. The corpse demons at the gate are sliced into countless scraps. He gives you a cheering look and charges at the left courtyard. In the 2 side courtyards, the demon aura is stronger on the left. He took the tougher side. You don't waste time. Stand up and head over. With a thought, Kung Fu Panda appears. This is your true fighting strength. The more than 10 demons in the right courtyard are heading left, trying to surround Ruan Shiau, who's gone in first. But Panda blocks their path, starting off with the white crane spreads wings stance. Among the 10+ demons, 6 are elite blood chill demons. What reassures you? Is that all 6 are blood chill demons? As long as you don't let them hit you, there's no real danger. You instruct. Squirrel doesn't need to fight. Send clones to search for treasure around. Squirrel happily raises its paws and lets out a cheer. For some reason, ever since getting the show-off title, Squirrel is much more interested in finding treasures. Feels like fighting is just a job, and treasure hunting is life. The squirrel splits off 4 shadows, sending clones rushing toward the temple. The courtyard battle is on the verge of erupting. 6 blood chill demons, 8 lion demons. Just as they're about to surround Panda, their movements suddenly slow down. Though Kung Fu Panda is round and plump, his moves are very nimble. Both paws flow smoothly, moving left and right. First he launches cloud hands. The slowing energy envelops all the blood chill demons. Then, with a double palm strike, twin peaks strike the ears. A powerful Tai Chi surge blasts out. The bodies of 4 corpse demons at the front are blasted apart, collapsing into piles of meat. Killed Slaughter Demon City 4. Gained 360 experience. Level 615,703,100. Easily one-shotted. Among the elite fiends, only 3 are still intact. The other 3 got caught by the Twin Peak shockwave and suffered serious injuries. What a pity. Injured comrades don't trigger their berserk trait. Panda takes on 6 at once and even totally dominates. Suddenly, a piercing sound is heard. The blood-cold demon even starts a sneak attack. Pulls out a rib, forms it into a bone spike, throws it at the panda. Panda dodges and catches the bone spike. Uses the force to hurl it at another injured blood-cold demon. So fast, the latter can't even react in time. The blood-cold demon's skill is actually used to kill his own kind. Killed blood-cold demon LV-15. Gained 375 experience. A blood-cold demon that can't go berserk is just like a tiger without teeth. The panda's black and white body flashes and actively charges into the fiend's group. With a slap and the ancient shield, kills a seriously injured blood-cold demon on the spot. The rest of the fiends get furious and counterattack. The panda takes them all on. In less than 2 minutes, 6 elite fiends and 8 corpse demons are all turned into piles of shredded remains. Ding, your level has risen to 7. You've earned an unlimited gold tag draw. Meanwhile, a dozen officers in the camp's monitoring department check the monitor data over and over, recording the progress of clearing polluted land zone No. 19. Beside the sandbox model, Commander Su Feng looks troubled. What's really going on in polluted land zone No. 19? The clearing progress is twice as slow as Zone 18. Dozens of scouts have worked for almost a day, yet progress is less than 30%. The only comforting thing is you. At this moment, the staffer in charge of your case suddenly exclaims, "Commander, come quickly." Su Feng's expression tightens. Something's wrong. Did Yuan Qi run into an elite fiend? Give me his location. I'm going there right away. The staffer shook his head, but looked shocked, as if it was something even more bizarre than meeting elite fiends. Su Feng hurried over immediately. The staffer swallowed and said, "Look, according to his badge, Yuan Qi is already level 7. Su Feng was speechless. He scolded with annoyance, making a fuss over nothing. What did I think it was? So what if he's level 7? Just as he was speaking, he suddenly remembered something. His face changed dramatically in an instant. Wasn't he just level 5 the last time? Su Feng pointed at the staffer and almost questioned if they had the wrong report. 2 hours and he's gained 2 levels. Back when I was grinding for finals, leveling up twice a day was already very efficient. The staffer repeated, feeling wronged. I'm not mistaken. He was level 4 after defeating Hu Yi. After the first hour of clearing, he reached level 5. Now after just over 2 hours, he's gained 2 more levels. Already level 7. Su Feng took a sharp breath. If this machine hadn't always been accurate, he would even suspect a data error. 3 levels in just over 3 hours. This leveling speed? Su Feng is shocked again. Did he not run into elite fiends? The staffer forced a wry smile. At this leveling speed, not only did he encounter them, he probably killed more than one. Commander Su Feng was stunned. The staffer explained why. Without killing elite fiends, he would need to kill 58 regular fiends to gain 2 levels. But with a summoned beast's stamina, you can't farm that hard, judging by the density of fiends. I estimate he's killed at least 7 elite fiends already. This shocking news drew glances from nearby staff members. Su Feng was at a loss for words. He let out a long sigh. At just this low level, he already has this kind of power. Where did this prodigy come from? Thinking that, Su Feng quickly called the temporary registration. The identity registration officer. Check for me now. Where did he come from? Registration officer Yuan Qi. Yes. What's his status? And who approved his entry? Check them all carefully. Now Su Feng really suspects. He's some bigwig's secretly trained protege. Just then, the door to the room was pushed open. A military officer in his 50s walked in, radiating authority, commanding even when silent. Su Feng was shocked, Commander. What brings you here? The newcomer is Commander Chang Zhengping of the North Division, East China Army. Though not part of Su Feng's scout unit, He's still one of the top authorities in the East China Army. Su Feng quickly saluted. Chang Zhengping waved it off. In private, the two found a quiet place to sit. Only then did Chang Zhengping continue. An old comrade discharged due to injury. Never once asked me for help. But today he suddenly asked me to look after his student. So I came here right away. Su Feng was puzzled. In the scout unit? Chang Zhengping nodded. In today's team clearing the pollution zone, my old comrade said his student was just level 4. Young people can be overconfident, reckless, could easily get in trouble. Asked me to make sure he returns safely. Once Su Feng heard this level, his calm face suddenly became excited. Level 4? Could it really be him? He cautiously probed. May I ask the student's name? Ruan Shiau, a senior at War Academy's general class. Chang Zhengping added, concerned he didn't get into an accident, right? Su Feng's eyes widened in disbelief. It's really him. Seeing Su Feng's strange expression, Chang Zhengping's face changed drastically. Something really happened? He got the message from Liu Boyan and rushed over immediately. Was he still too late? Su Feng didn't know where to start, so he said, you should see for yourself. He led Chang Zhengping back to the monitoring department. Passing by the registration staff, Su Feng said, no need to check Yuan Qi's background. I found it. Hearing that, Chang Zhengping frowned. Background checks. Aren't those just done when soldiers die, and they need to contact their families? Did he really die? The usually commanding Chang Zhengping suddenly sighed with guilt. As he was thinking, Su Feng took him to the monitoring station and had the staffer pull up your info. Summoner Yuan Qi, level 7. Chang Zhengping was stunned. Waved at Su Feng. No, not this one. The one I'm looking for was level 4. Su Feng was silent for a moment. Commander, that's him. 3 hours ago, he was level 4. Chang Zhengping fell silent. Leveling up 3 times in 3 hours solo at the corrupted lands. A genius like that doesn't need me to watch over him. Wait, but he's only level 4. How could he possibly beat the fiends in the corrupted lands? Party up, administrator report as is. He soloed most of the time. He only just teamed up with someone else. Su Feng grew excited. Seriously, Commander, he's a genius among geniuses. Please give us a hint. To have taught such a genius. Who is your comrade, really? Chang Zhengping is pretty impressive. His former comrade, Liu Boyan, started teaching at a high school after retiring due to injury. His position has never really been promoted. How did he quietly cultivate such a prodigy? Gale suddenly recalled something. Showed Chang Zhengping the map. Santable Commander? Look, Yuan Shiau is soloing. His clearing speed is way ahead of everyone else. He's already deep into the 19th zone of the corrupted lands. That's a top-tier vanguard scout. As the commander of the East China military, Chang Zhengping naturally knows how amazing that clearing speed is. Chang Zhengping's eyes suddenly lit up.
He clapped his hands excitedly.
I get it now. This isn't Lao Liu asking me to look after a student. He's sending talent to our East China army. Chang Zhengping started pacing in excitement. How did Lao Liu know we were short on talent anyway? It has to be Lao Liu. He really does care about me. Su Feng noticed the situation, but quietly said, Commander, this is a talent discovered by our scouting camp. Chang Zhengping instantly became serious. Which camp or which regiment doesn't matter. The most important thing is, we in the East China Army absolutely cannot let this one go. Meanwhile, you look at your experience bar with joy. Level 710804300. That batch of fiends wasn't just enough for you to level up. You even gained an extra quarter experience. At the same time, Squirrel brought back the loot. There was even a rare skill book. Steel Body. Warrior Skill Book. Usable at level 15. Greatly increases defense. In theory, Panda can learn it after reaching level 15. But level is still a long way off. By the time you reach level 15, you're confident you won't be short of rare skills. So you still feed the skill book to Panda. Panda opens its big mouth, chews thoroughly, and gulps it down in one bite. You are what you eat. 8 Steel Body gained +4 Constitution. Reduced weapon damage by 15%. Then you start extracting level 7 attributes. A couple of breaths later, a golden shining trait box appears before you. You have drawn a legendary gold trait, Void Creature. Void creatures live in the endless void. They possess adaptability and uniqueness beyond anything else, able to travel through the void. Even the most detailed textbooks have only a few lines about the void. The most frequent mention is, the endless void originates from outside the world, just as mysterious and powerful as the eternal abyss. But no human has ever seen a true void life form, which makes you hesitate for a moment, not sure who to give the trait to.
Panda.
Already clearly your warrior and melee main force. Squirrel could become an assassin, or focus on support, scouting, treasure hunting, etc. These two summons are already excellent. Doesn't seem necessary to gamble on another uncertainty. You look at your only remaining summon slot, 2/3. You can contract one more summon. But where to find a new summoning beast? You ponder for a long time. Finally settle on the Demon Suppression Army's treasure vault. Every 1,000 military merit points, you can select items from their vault. Since it's the military vault, there must be plenty of strong summoning beasts. If you save up enough merit, maybe you could directly pick a third summon. With that in mind, you put the void creature trait aside for now and start thinking of ways to earn military merit. Elsewhere in the compound, Ruan Shiau has already killed half the fiends. That speed is already impressive, but he wants to be even faster. Wonder how Ruan Shiau is doing over there. Hopefully even faster, so there's no risk if he's overwhelmed. The biggest weakness of an assassin is a lack of AI skills. Surrounded by corpse fiends and elite fiends, he can only try to take each down in one strike. Right at that moment, he catches a shadow of a squirrel out of the corner of his eye. The shadow squirrel is quickly sniffing around, seems to be smelling something. Ruan Shiau sees this scene and can't help but frown. Does that mean Ruan Shiau can't hold out anymore? Sent the squirrel over for help. He can't help but sigh internally. But surprisingly, the squirrel completely ignored him and ran straight for the depths of the temple. He could never have imagined that, in his view, your strongest summon, the shadow squirrel, was simply out treasure hunting at your command. Just then, there was a commotion outside the eastern courtyard gate. Ruan Shiau fought off the fiends in front, cautiously watching the situation outside. Are more fiends about to swarm in? But the next moment, the figure entering through the courtyard gate made her exclaim out loud, Ruan Shiau, why did you come over? It's only been a little over 2 minutes. Instead of properly dealing with the demons on the right, what are you doing here? Could it be? An unbelievable and bold guess popped into Ruan Shiau's mind. She leaped into the air and landed beside you in just a few steps, facing the question. You smiled and said, I finished killing them, so I came over. Hearing her bold guess confirmed, Ruan Shiau's beautiful eyes widened, feeling even more in disbelief. The next moment she saw the Kung Fu Panda beside you, judging solely by the aura of its power. It's no less than epic tier. She hadn't expected that, apart from that epic tier squirrel, you actually had another epic tier summoned beast at less than level 10, having 2 epic tier summoned beasts. Even with Ruan Shiau's experience, this loadout is considered top tier among summoners. Ruan Shiau stared intently at you, like a little black cat that had found its prey. But right now, there were still over 10 demons ahead, so Ruan Shiau ultimately gave up the thought of investigating further. After you joined, the two of you quickly cleared out the demons in the courtyard. In less than a minute, all the demons in the area were slain. The panda, relying on its high strength, took the lead and killed 3 level 15 Bloodfrost demons. 1,125 experience points. Instantly maxed out your level 7 experience bar. The two of you then swept through all the loot on the battlefield, including 2 pieces of level 15 equipment, a skill book, and some materials. Ruan Shiau didn't take a single piece, and you didn't hold back either. It was perfectly normal for a wealthy little lady, decked out in excellent tier gear, to look down on these. You stored them all into your backpack, but found that the batch of lost supplies wasn't in either of the courtyards. Ruan Shiau looked toward the depths of the temple. Let's continue. Just as you were about to respond, an unexpected situation occurred. 2 of the squirrel's shadow clones were killed. Although they were just the squirrel's shadow clones, their stats were still around 80. Coupled with their shadow stealth ability, whatever could kill the shadow clones would at least not be an ordinary elite demon. Seeing this, Ruan Shiau, you reminded you. Even the elite demons are only guarding the outer courtyard. The enemies inside cannot be underestimated. Let me scout the situation inside first. You nodded. In agreement. There are too many unknowns in the corrupted land, so scouting ahead first can't hurt. Ruan Shiau took out a scouting spirit and tossed it toward the depths of the temple. This was also an exclusive skill of the Dark Spirit Assassin. Similar to a drone, it displayed real-time scouting footage on her personal panel. The scouting spirit flew in from the courtyard, passed a long flight of stairs, and arrived at the center of the temple. At first glance, you saw the lost supplies. The containers that originally held the supplies were shattered, with countless materials and items piled up like a small mountain. The next second, a giant black cavalry figure came into view. You frowned. The tall and burly black cavalryman in the footage was clad in broken and decaying armor, holding a long spear, with a helmet covering his face, leaving only his scarlet eyes visible. Especially bizarre was the behemoth the cavalryman was riding. Its appearance resembled magma, emitting a gray demonic aura. It seemed this was the stronghold's true master. You immediately activated your scout skill. Cursed Knight. Level 30, type, Special Elite, stats, Strength 280, Constitution 260, Agility 180, Spirit 80, Trait, Soul of the Cursed. Upon hitting an enemy, it generates a random, undispellable curse on the target. Skills, Dark Charge, Sweeping Strike, Spear Pierce. A Special Elite is an entity half a tier stronger than an elite demon. They are all people who died in the corrupted land after being tainted by the abyss. Originally Blue Planet professionals. It seems he was also a knight professional from the East China region when he was alive. Ruan Shiau guessed. He was perhaps the escort for this batch of supplies. He escorted the East China region's supplies in life. And even after death, having lost his sanity, he is still guarding them. If he hadn't been corrupted by the abyss, he might have become a high-tier knight. You pointed at his mount. That is also a level 25 elite demon. Corrupted Behemoth. Level 25. Type, Elite Demon. Stats, Strength 180. Constitution 150. Agility 200, Spirit 50. Skills, Tail Swipe. Crushing Strike. Full Speed Charge. Even the mount was a level 25 elite demon. The knight combined with the mount meant their overall strength was definitely a case of 1 + 1 being greater than 2. Just as you were watching intently, the cursed knight suddenly spotted the scouting spirit. He thrust his spear, and the scouting footage was cut off. Ruan Shiau furrowed her elegant brows, looked at you, and said, "For this kind of level 30 special elite, theoretically, we can already use our emergency suits to call for backup. But if we use the emergency suits, the rewards and military merits definitely won't be ours. Your fighting spirit undiminished. A golden light flashed in your pupils. We can fight. I've already found his weakness." Hearing these words, Ruan Shiau couldn't help but say in surprise, "You just glanced at him, and you've already found his weakness?" You coughed dryly twice, and said without changing your expression, "I'm an agent of the investigation department. I just have a bit more experience." Although feeling a bit doubtful, upon hearing investigation department, Ruan Shiau still accepted it. Then, she asked curiously, "What weakness does the cursed knight have?" In that brief moment just now, you had already used the eye of insight to grasp his detailed information and analyzed his weakness. You summarized briefly. His weakness lies in his mount. The corrupted behemoth was transformed from the cursed knight's original mount, but after turning into a demonic beast, its memories from when it was alive vanished. In other words, the coordination between the mount and the knight is no longer as seamless as when they were alive. Ruan Shiau's rosy little mouth opened slightly. Looking adorable like a student listening carefully to a teacher's lecture, you placed the squirrel onto the panda's head, using them to act as the cursed knight and the corrupted behemoth for a demonstration. After entering combat, you and I will split left and right, attacking the knight and the mount separately. When the knight is attacked by you, he will seek revenge on you. Meanwhile, when the corrupted behemoth is attacked by me, it will prioritize attacking me. This is the instinct of a demon after losing its sanity. A reflexive response. As you spoke, The squirrel and panda acting as teaching aides separated on cue, stepping out independently to the left and right. Ruan Shiau understood your train of thought, her beautiful eyes lighting up, just like this. Once the knight and the mount are separated, their combat power will be drastically reduced. You nodded. When the time comes, you deal with the knight, and I'll deal with the behemoth. We'll defeat them one by one. No problem, Ruan Shiau agreed gladly, while also looking at you suspiciously. Wait, a level 25 elite demon. Can you handle it alone? You smiled. Just relax. You had already seen the corrupted behemoths. They're all pure strength-based melee skills. No strength-based melee is a threat to the panda. Once you've confirmed the strategy, you and Ruan Shiau head up the steps together. Arriving at the center of the temple, the entire temple area suddenly feels. Only the cursed knight and his mount remain. Even the demons don't dare get close here. With just a single glance, you are instantly locked onto by the cursed knight's gaze. Anyone who dares approach shall die. The cursed knight's voice is low, but full of unwavering willpower. His broken spear points toward you. You sigh and quickly say, I'm left. You're right, Ruan Shiau nods. Anyone gets closer, the cursed knight roars.
He charges at Ruan Shiau, the strongest among you.
The corrupted beast lunges forward. The ground around the temple shakes. Tiles continuously shatter and fly off. You quickly say, go. Narrow the attack range. Just attack the mount. Don't hit the cursed knight. Tororo receives the order and unleashes a double peak ear hook attack. The key to this tactic is never hitting the mount and the knight at the same time. Otherwise, you'll draw aggro from both. No matter how hard your teammates try, they still won't be able to pull the aggro back. With a bang, double peak ear hook narrows its range and hits the corrupted beast's tail with precision. Just as expected, the corrupted beast lets out a furious roar, trying to turn its head. At this moment, Ruan Shiau rapid fires 3 throwing knives, but only hits the cursed knight, failing to draw the corrupted beasts. Aggro. The cursed knight tries to hunt down Ruan Shiau. The knight and the beast, having been resurrected as demons, have long since lost their minds, now moved only by instinct. This split in focus immediately turns them against each other. In a rage, the cursed knight leaps off his mount and chases Ruan Shiau alone, while the corrupted beast manages to turn its head and charges at you with full force. Seeing this, Ruan Shiau looks delighted, proving your plan really works. Now that the cursed knight lost his mount, he's just like a standard spearman. Now, given how slow he moves, with his high agility as a shadow spirit assassin, he can kite or even solo him easily. As Ruan Shiau nimbly kites him, he glances in your direction out of instinct. His pupils dilate immediately.
He sees the corrupted beast charging toward the panda.
But the panda doesn't dodge or flinch. He draws a circle upward with both hands, releasing invisible Tai Chi inner strength, making the corrupted beast's attack feel like it hit thin air, losing its balance instantly. The panda spins swiftly, using his momentum for a counterattack. His left palm, fast as lightning, slams into the corrupted beast's chest. With raw force boosted by the beast's own power, he sends the corrupted beast flying to the ground. It doesn't get up again. Code in an instant. At this moment, Ruan Shiau truly realizes he underestimated you. He originally thought killing a level 15 demon elite in a single hit was impressive. But against a level 25 corrupted beast, he figured you'd have to hold it off slowly and drag the fight out. But it turns out you still get an instant kill at level 25. But Ruan Shiau was a top 100 national contender. He quickly sees through your method. That wasn't the panda's raw strength, but a special skill. Such skills usually can't be used in quick succession. They're reserved as a trump card. But to one-shot something this much higher level, that skill has to be either epic or legendary. Ruan Shiau comes from a wealthy family. She's also an only child. She's never short on money, but as for epic or better skills, even she only has one of those. You, on the other hand, just counting what she's seen so far, you've got at least 3. Now Ruan Shiau really wants to strip off your armor and check out your true power. But the cursed knight is still alive, so she can only keep fighting this special elite. On your end, you breathe a sigh of relief, with the knight's mount taken care of. The night is not much of a threat. About 5 minutes later, Ruan Shiau has secretly set 10 black energy orbs, zipping around the battlefield. He's moved farther away. He then snaps his fingers. A pillar of blazing light erupts like magma,
enveloping the cursed night,
and finishes him off for good. Ruan Shiau waves you over. Come on, take this corpse back. And you use your storage backpack to pick up the cursed knight's body. Ruan Shiau starts checking the lost supplies and says to you in passing, corpse is 300 military merit. Supplies are 500 military merit. They're all yours. You're shocked. If it wasn't for your strategy, I'd have to use the SOS suit. Besides, I don't care about the Zhenmo army reward. I'm here to complete the Academy's mission. Returning these supplies to Dongwu City completes my mission. The Academy's reward is way better than Zhenmo army's. Hearing that, you finally understand. No wonder he's so strong, and still came to the wastelands. Turns out it's really these supplies he's after. Makes perfect sense now. It's just that you get a few hundred military merit for free. Because without Ruan Shiau, there's no way you could have beaten the cursed knight. Xiaoyu seems to read your thoughts and laughs. If you feel guilty, then call me Big Sis. Your mouth twitches, and you immediately change the topic. Most of these are materials for dungeon development. Ruan Shiau is surprised. You recognize even these? Of course you don't. You only know from your inside skill. These are almost useless to individuals. But to the top researchers, they're incredibly valuable. No wonder even East China Martial University issued a quest to get them back. After a quick look around, your eyes settle on a broken shard. Incubation pod fragment, used to contain a certain beast. The pod is now broken. Seeing the incubator fragment in your hand, Ruan Shiau's brows furrow. His face grows serious. So it actually escaped. You ask curiously, what was kept inside this thing? A ferocious beast, which could also be contracted as a summon. There are 2 ways to contract a summoned beast. One is with a skill book. The other is to use your own power to contract with a wild beast. There's not many beasts suitable as summons. You didn't expect to run into one today. Sensing your thoughts, Ruan Shiau dampens your spirits. That beast is way too ferocious. No one in the entire East China region can contract it. You're dumbfounded. You've never heard of such a hard-to-contract summoned beast. Unfortunately, it already got away. You're still thinking about it when you suddenly sense something. Looking startled, you turn in a certain direction. Hold on, maybe it hasn't run far. Just now, a notification pops up right in front of you. Your squirrel shadow clone has been killed. The beast is still nearby.